All right, everyone, we're live, and it's another RaddTitan chat. So another week. Again, we're trying to keep up with the, trying to catch up. Actually, sorry, with the stuff that's
We're
been
not
going on
keeping up.
last
We're
month.
behind. We're behind now. We're trying to cover some ground this time.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to basically we're just trying to put it all together, and then we'll be up to date. So we're trying to do this week to put it all together. So last week we did. What did we do? Oh yeah, we did the drama with all the customs. This today we're going to do the catching up with there was about 3 cons, I think, so we're going to catch up with those, and then the next chat will be kind of picking up all the pieces for the catch ups. So there might be something that we're going to miss, but yeah, we're going to try and do that. We're trying when we're doing that one. Do you know when we're doing the next one?
What do you mean the next one?
We was going to. I thought we announced we were going to do the last chat. We were going to do this one today, and then we're going to do another one
Yeah,
another
we'll
day.
do the news. We'll do it next. We'll do it like maybe we could do it maybe Sunday or some shit. Look at Sunday or Monday or something like that. We'll try and get in because obviously we're behind. So we got to give the people what they want.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've been
Strap,
away. We've
fucking
been away.
strap in, get ready.
Been away. We've got a few
Get
people
ready.
sort of saying they've been missing us. Eric Henderson says it's been forever since the last chat. There was one on Sunday, so probably I think you might miss that.
Yeah, well, forever is Sunday to Thursday.
So I mean, I don't know. I only learned this the other day, um, but I know on YouTube, next to the part where it says subscribe, there's a little bell. If you click on that little bell, you'll get a notification when we do go live. So
That's it.
just
If you click on the bell, the 2 bell ends will be
yeah,
constantly on your YouTube.
yeah, we'll pop up when we start to post. So yeah. Um, so how's your week been, Gio?
It's been all right, man. It's been all right. It's one of them. I can't remember, so I can't. Obviously, like we did the chat thing last week, a few days ago, but I got in my one of a kind King Thanos head and the Thanos repaint
I thought you weren't talking
by
about
Ian
that.
Wilkinson. I am talking about it. I'm just you couldn't find any pictures, so it just means we'll talk about it. You don't need to show any pictures. Don't need to show any pictures. Calm down. Rest the beard on your face. Don't let it get too irritable. Calm yourself down. Head and shoulders, that shit. Yeah, so that come in, and I'm like absolutely over the moon. Have to say, it's my favorite piece in my collection, bar none. Easy. Fire, earthquake, gun to my head. That is the piece I'm grabbing. That is the piece that I'm taking. That's the piece I'm keeping. I'm really, really happy with it. All of it. So that's happened. But then it's, at the same time, got some sad news where, well, not it's sad only because I'm really sad to see this piece go. But I've sold the Aaron Ray Perez Kratos. I'm really sad. I'm really sad to see that go. But I have decided that I am not continuing with any gaming pieces anymore. And I sold a lot of stuff, and I really didn't want to sell it. I was really I kept it. It's been on display with no other gaming pieces for well over a year, and I just thought to myself, you know what? I've got 2 choices. I either box it up and put it in the loft and wait till I move to another house, and maybe then I have a separate gaming section, all this sort of shit and ideas in my mind, or I'm thinking to myself, or I can sell it to other collectors. And I got a lot of offers, I got a lot of things. And the funny thing about it is I said I wouldn't ship it, and then someone contacted me, and I just decided I can't be bothered with this shit no more because it's too complicated. So I did it via eBay Global Shipping. So it's going off to the US. I think it's going out Saturday. It was a nightmare to box up. It took me 3 days to sort it to make it so that it was perfect.
You
I'm
put
ready to go.
your blood, sweat, and tears into putting that together to send off. You know.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and tears, all right. Fucking, I tell you what, when people say to you, "Oh yeah, the best knife to use for cutting foam is a fucking serrated bread knife," you better not miss. I tell you what, I was sawing that shit. All happened. I did the torso, I did the blades, I did the legs, I did the whole thing, all these different boxes, and then I got to the point where I had the base. I was like, "Oh, I just cut this in a nice sphere, this foam, and then put it around the base. And then I got to a thin bit, slipped through it, and fucking sliced a massive part of my thumb off. So that was fun. Believe me, listen, Wednesday night in Luton and Dunstable Hospital ain't a party. Don't fucking go there.
Yeah, I didn't really think it would be a place to go. I went to A&E down the bottom of my road, and that's not fun either. It's my closest one is Northwick Park, and yeah, it's just as bad, I think.
Mate, it was horrific. But you know what? It was my mother-in-law's a nurse, so my wife called her up saying I can't get it to stop bleeding, blah blah blah. And then she come round, made a big song and dance about it, and like, I think you've nicked your vein. I can see like a bit of bone sticking through your thumb. I think you should, all drama. And I was like, look, man, it's like wrap some shit on it, like some, what do you call it, micropore or whatever. Give me some electrical tape and calm the fuck down. Let me get on what I had to do. But they weren't having none of it. The two of them were going hysterical, so I had to go to hospital. So I had to go there, but thankfully I waited half an hour. They told me it was a 3-hour wait to see a doctor, so I was like, "Yeah, we're going home." So I went home, blagged it a little bit.
Do you know one of my dad's mates? Right, he was in the shower and and basically like he's in the shower doing what he's doing. He gets out, starts drying off, and he like turns around and he looks and there's like blood on the wall, and he's like, the fuck is that? And he looks down and like one of his like varicose veins has like burst on his leg, and
shit.
Basically he went into the drawer, he pulled out some duct tape all around his leg and went to bed. My dad was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
This is all right anyway. So that, sadly, that's all boxed up and ready to be shipped now. I feel bad actually because about 3 or 4 people contacted me asking me if I would ship it, and I basically said no. But you know what happened? I just got tired of telling people no. Yeah. So I was just like, look, these are your choices. You'll either pay for your own shipping, you organize it yourself, or I'd do it through eBay global shipping. So that's what I did in the end. So it's off to the US. I'm happy that it's going into another collector's a gaming setup. I'm really happy that someone's going to get it and they're going to enjoy it like I have. Because I said to Aaron, I can't bear to put it in the loft, man. I just can't. I think that's, I'm one of them guys. I'm one of them collectors, that I think the pieces need to be seen. I'm not one of them guys. You won't get me patting you on the back for keeping your shit in boxes. I'm just going to basically call you a cunt. That's how it's going to go. Only because in my opinion, the art needs to be seen. There's no good having a framed picture, wrapping it up in cellophane and sticking it in your loft where it doesn't ever get seen. For me, these things need to be seen. They need to be appreciated. People need to come in and go, wow, that's fucking lovely. That's what I think really this hobby is about. I think that, if I put, too much stuff in boxes, I'm gonna end up quitting. I'll end up like leaving the hobby completely because it just won't mean much to me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like quite a few in boxes, and I just sit down.
I told you this already.
Yeah, I am. My dad called me a cunt as well, and basically it's like I end up then just deciding to sell them off. I tell you what, Redder came to my house, and he basically he came to my house and he asked me if he could see I think it was the Freddy or the Jason. So I unboxed all my horror pieces for him, and by him getting me to unbox them, gave them a bit more life, I think, because they were on like thin ice. They were ready to go because they're boxed. And by him,
out of sight, out of mind, bro. It's what it is. You start thinking to yourself, "Yeah, I don't need that," and they end up going, probably cheap as well because you're not getting any benefit from them. I'm glad that you unboxed them because some of your horror stuff is really impressive. I like all that stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I did sell one of them. I sold the Pinhead. So to me, the Pinhead was
that's still all right. Jason is even the original, the one quarter Jason. I think that's a bit special. It's got like a special place for me. I like that piece a lot.
I do know that Tierney has she's sending it off, isn't she? Tinny Nicole, she's sending it off, and she's getting the head repainted for the Jason. And I reckon that could be a thing to do, because the new Jason head is actually probably painted better. You know, the paint on the new Jason head is actually really well done. It's very well done.
The mask probably, but he's got a Hawaiian tan, man.
Yeah,
he's got a Max Holloway fucking complexion, bro. He is like that dude's fucking surfing in between cutting people up. He's bathing. It's too. They went through this funny stage where a lot of them sort of pieces they had this really heavy tan on
They
them.
still do. They still do.
I don't like that, because for me he's like dead. I like him pale. In the movie he's pale. I don't want to see him dark.
Yeah.
Because he's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Kind of, yeah. He's dead.
He's dead, isn't he? He can't be killed because he's already dead.
Right. So sorry, I'm just going through that.
I can't think of anything other than that statue related guy as well.
Well, other than that, I mean, because I don't.
The other thing's back. I'm really close to ordering X-Men Legal Red. I'm very much on the. I'm very close to pulling the trigger on that. It has to be done, and I'm actually really considering grabbing the Cyclops as well, and then seeing whether that or the other one is going to be the keeper.
One of the. I mean, this I do like the Cyclops. I like the gold that people don't like, and I like. We're going to go over this anyway, but I you know, I like a lot of things about that. But then you know, I just think the looking up pose was a bit off for me. But you know, I think if I had to order one of them out of Omega Red and Cyclops, I'd probably go for Cyclops.
I think the mystique is. I mean, we're going to get onto all of this at the moment, but for me, I think that mystique is fucking nuts. I mean, I've got Magneto, and I think she'd look great like with Magneto. I really do, but you know,
well, Coulson, she.
You wanted to sell your Magneto the other day in a post, or are you thinking about selling your throne?
It was on a private chat on yeah. It wasn't
like genuinely. Were you like sometimes these things come into my head?
Yeah, you know, it was on our private mod chat thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be important business that is no longer important business, and we just talk about fucking whether
that was chit chat. But no, basically, I mean, it's all to do with, you know, the value of it and how much it means to me. And to me, I don't personally think the XM Magnet. I like it. Don't get me wrong; it's a very nice piece, but to me, I'm not. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's one of the greatest pieces ever. And to me, it doesn't really. I don't want to like make it sound like I think it's shit. I don't think it's shit. I think it's a really nice piece. But for me, I have no attachment to the character, and I just think to myself,
what you're trying to say in a very bad way is that the value of the piece is more than your value of the piece. It's worth more. The money's probably worth more to you than the pieces, which is what always happens with some of these things.
There is that.
That's always going to happen.
No, there is that. I mean, the thing is about it is
in every person's collection where things skyrocket in value, and then you look at it and you say, "Would I rather have that money or that piece?" And you do it with all of them. I do it with all of them. It's like that. So I understand what you mean. For me, it's a little bit different because, you know, an X-Men, you need Magneto. Simple. It's like having Avengers without Thanos. It's just like, no, why? He is a core. I mean, in fairness, I feel like that about Wolverine. I have the XM Wolverine, and I would never sell it. I'd never get rid of it. I actually really like it. It isn't the best Wolverine that there is, but for me, it's very reminiscent of the 90s cartoon that I grew up watching. And I don't really like Wolverine. This is the funny thing. I think Wolverine's a bit of a bellend, so I don't really like him, right, as a character. But I don't believe you can have an X-Men setup without a Wolverine. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things.
Yeah.
He's definitive. It's too important.
Yeah. I mean, so if Emmanuel Cantu's watching, I did just send you the email address. I put it on the comments if you want to scroll up. So just he asked me for an email address. No, I agree, but I mean the thing about it was, I guess I don't know. I guess I mean I like X-Men, but the thing is I was never a huge X-Men fan. I mean I watched the cartoon.
A lot.
I watched the cartoon and I read the odd comic, but in all honesty, I didn't really read a lot of it. And to be honest with you, I was always more of a Spider-Man, Silver Surfer fan with it all anyway. So
the X-Men were quite big for me. Certainly the villains, Omega Red, Juggernaut, Mr. Sinister. I think they personally, from my personal feelings, is that they have the best villains in all of comics. It's X-Men. Yeah. I like the villains more. Spider-Man villains, not so much. I like them, don't get me wrong, like Venom and Carnage and stuff like that. But I think they were, compared to X-Men, I much prefer their villains.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But again, it's just about.
Really. So for me, Sabretooth, Omega Red, fucking Juggernaut, man, they're wicked villains.
I guess.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they had some really bad ones like fucking Toad and Cannonball and all these other fucking plebs, but
Puck and Cannonball, aren't they Alpha Flight? They're goodies.
Yeah, but he does appear in X-Men as well, doesn't he? All of them lot appear, they jump around. Cannonball, that big Sasquatch looking motherfucker.
Oh, there is called Sasquatch. So yeah, I mean, where do you want to go? Do you want to go straight into this shit?
Mate, I'm ready when you're ready. I just want to say mad love to my boy F State. He's working really hard, grafting really hard. He's about to have going for an important surgery soon, and he's on his way to getting there. So really proud of you, brother. I've helped him a little bit with his with diet and a little bit of exercise. Just very little work, but he's getting there, dropping big weight and getting on with things. So I'm proud. Well done.
Oh, it's just
and it's nice that he still talks to me, unlike Michael Riali, that I drop 30, 40 pounds off Michael, and then Michael goes off with his skinny, muscular physique off fucking in the sunshine in his vest. And I don't speak to him anymore. Well, occasionally.
Cool. Wow. What's his name?
At least Gary loves me.
Nick's now commenting on the important business thing going, oh yeah, it's some important business. Yeah. So I was trying to do 5 things at once and fucking up the whole time. So there you go. So what I'm going to try and do, and I'm probably going to mess this up again, is I'm going to try to do the we're going to try and do the news for basically I did do a highlight video for Bangkok, but it was kind of more for myself as well, because I knew that I wasn't going to do a chat for a month. So I did do one of them while I was sitting on the sofa, just recapping over the things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over that, so you get to hear George's view as well over the Bangkok Comic Con. There was also exactly the same day there was a Philippines Comic Con, and then a few weeks after that there was, I think, one in, was it Denver? I want to say Denver. So there's that as well. So unfortunately, I don't think there was much at Jersey Fest that I can remember. So collection wise, it was more kits and things. So it's only going to really be those 3. I'm going to try and do it as in I'm going to try and play the videos and then try and have it so the videos are playing. People can see the video and hopefully you can, and then we can try and talk over it that way. Zachary said it was Denver and he was there. Oh, so XM was there, not him. So I did start editing the video for a massive toy museum in Thailand, Bangkok. So I started to edit that as well.
Sweet.
I didn't realize how long I was actually rambling for, so I'm probably going to split it into
Well,
the
I
down.
always
down
interrupt you because you've gone for fucking ages. You always think it's rudeness, but I'm just saving people.
yeah, so
Saving people from your mumbling, stuttering, fuckwit talk.
Anyway, so I might have to split it into the downstairs and the upstairs, and then the sound didn't come out very well for the interview, so I'm going to try and recover that if I can, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but we'll try. So we'll start off, and sorry, and what we do, I'm going to start with the XM booth. We'll go around, and then we'll sort of go on to the images after of the switch out parts. So just fucking if I can find it now. So this is me. You don't want to see me.
I don't want to see you.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to do that. Screen share. So you can see that?
Or am I looking at the Electro and the Vulture and all that? Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So basically, this is me just getting into position. Hide. So it's going to be a bit glitchy when you see it, George. Hopefully not when others. So basically, the first piece, we're going to skip through most of this because it's pieces we've already gone over. We've actually reviewed as well. I don't know if we've actually posted the Vulture review. I don't know if it's been posted, but we'll try. So then there's the Vulture. Then we got the Electro, the Mysterio, Scorpio.
Sold Mysterio as well.
Yeah. You sold that, yeah, to Nash.
To Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get my Electro off him, but he fucking bent me over on that Mysterio deal, man. There's no fucking way. He said, "Were you thinking about your Electro?" I was like, "Not at your prices, bro. He's the Daniel Levy of fucking statue collecting. There's no way I'm fucking no way."
Yeah, I think he's asked me about buying a few things in the past, and I've been like, nah. So basically, yeah. So like Mysterio, Black Cat. Sorry, all of these pieces we've already seen in the past. I like the way XM actually managed to find the gem for Black Cat because they lost the last time. So Spider Gwen, then you got the Spider-Man Mary Jane again. We've done all these before.
Yeah.
So just trying to get through all the pieces there. Blah blah blah. Huh?
Sandman is massive.
All right, so the first one that George hadn't seen and I hadn't seen is Dr. Octopus. So this one is we'd seen it before, but we hadn't seen it painted. So this has been painted up. Paint is actually done really, really, really well, and I actually dude, is Black Cat underwhelming to anyone else? Black Cat is actually, it's a nice piece actually. Really nice. It's very, very easy to display. Very like
really nice. It's quite a classy piece. So it's a sort of piece that you could like have in your front room or like in a room where there's no other statues somewhere. It's one of them pieces that sort of looks kind of ornamental. So you sort of like can get away with displaying it. I like that about it. It's actually really nice in person. The cat is done really well because when we saw the sculpt before it was painted and stuff, you're wondering, are they going to make it like a real cat, or what they're going to do is going to be like a black gloss or what? You just didn't know. And I think the choices they made were really, really smart in terms of paint.
In my head, it was always I thought it was going to be like marble.
Yeah, same.
For me, I was a bit like, it's going to look fucking shit. So anyway. We've got the Dr. Octopus for me was really, really nice. And when I saw it, I was actually thinking in my head, like, I think George, if he liked this when it was unpainted, if he sees this,
I love it. And I love the look of the paint here. I really do. The one thing actually with the Dr. Octopus that broke me was just the size.
Yeah.
I was there, I stood next to it, I measured it. It is fucking massive. It is about 20 across inches, at least 20, 21 wide. It is around about 80, it is about 19, 18, 19 deep, and it's around 24 high. It is absolutely massive.
It's a beast.
It would need to go in my collection with the Comiket Spider-Man, and I think it would be one of the best pairings that you could possibly ask for in terms of the characters and the bases and the concept, because they really work. My only issue is that would take the place of the Venom, and Venom's just much more important to me as a character. But I actually think in terms of, I mean, this line by XM, this Spider-Man line is one of the best lines in licensed collecting, in my opinion. It's one of the best, strongest lines. These pieces, even the crappiest ones that you want to think of, like maybe you'd say the Kingpin or even the Craven, they're like sevens. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're like 6.5 sevens. That's not weak. I've seen pieces that are like threes, and I wouldn't even take them if they were free. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's not really any weak pieces. Go back a couple of frames on that thingy as well. Go back and go through. Because what's interesting here as well, which I've noticed on the paint job, is the bank thing is back. A lot of the bank,
because I remember
the bank they need to come back, and we were there. We were like, why ain't they on there? They need to come back, and they are there. That's good. I can't remember. Yeah, they're the bottom there, and then if you go round, there's a crest somewhere that was really nice. Where it was now.
I agree though with the thing about the XM line.
Michael Yali says, "I heard that, you fucker."
Yeah, I know he did that.
Good. At least you're listening to me here. At least you're listening to me here, you dizzy slim fuck, yeah.
So yeah, I agree with the XM line. Where I think one of the problems with XM is the fact that it is because they're all so good. If something's slightly not as good but still very good, it affects. Do you know what I mean? So in comparison to the other pieces, it's not as good for like Craven or what was the other one? Craven and Kingpin. But then against, if you put it up against other things, it is very good.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that what I'm talking about, right? When you see that Kingpin, forget all this other shit. Forget the Venom and the Doc Ock and the Electron, all that. When you just look at Kingpin as its own, you can probably say, it's some of the paint's a little bit flat, the suit lacks a little bit of texture. But then what you've got is that chessboard's unbelievable. The back of his seat is really well done. You know what I mean? There's the shoes, the chessboard, all the pieces. They're amazing jobs on a few of those bits. There is weaknesses, but all of them have some weaknesses here, there, or somewhere. Yeah. I just think that it's really, it is. I mean, that's really great. What also I'm noticing is they've changed the money bag a little bit as well. The coins are not all like coming out in a line.
Well, you don't know if that's the case or if they've broken off.
Yeah, because they kept breaking at the con because people kept touching them.
Yeah.
But
the Dr. Octopus was painted really, really well. Out of a lot of the pieces, I mean, some of Nicholas is asking me which pieces had the better paint jobs. I think the Dr. Octopus had one of the best paint jobs out of all of the pieces that's not been released. I think the Cyclops was probably rushed a little bit to get ready for the con.
Yeah, we know that from being there behind the scenes. We've seen it where that things are not finished. But this has been at a few cons now. This is closer and closer to production. This is getting closer and closer. I really like the textures and the work on the coat because
the coat is great.
That looks good.
Yeah,
it really looks nice. I love the base, the marble and the brick. I think this is probably one of the best executed Spider-Man pieces there are.
Yeah,
I think this is up there with the Vulture.
Also, the
Man's pretty nice as well.
The parts here, I don't know if you can see my mouse there. These parts here are going to be red LEDs.
Yeah,
So
I've heard that.
Yeah.
So I'm Dave Cassie saying, let's have a look. He says, what are you doing? I don't want this shit to go away. He says, bye from memory. It's just so, let me wait there. I can't. I'm getting all this rubbish now. Right there. What did he? I can't see it. Let me just fucking get rid of this rubbish.
Well, Dave Cassie's saying if you have to pick between Scorpion and Doc Ock, who you were getting? I think Scorpion would. I think Scorpion would win slightly for me, just because I think the design of Scorpion I really like, and I love the way you've got two statues. That's why I love about Scorpion.
The switch outs on Scorpion are quite special because it goes from classic to modern armor, and there's a lot of changeovers. Both gauntlets, the whole tail, armor on the chest and the legs, all changes over. And that's really an impressive switch out. Both heads. For me though, Doc Ock is one of the OG Spider-Man villains with Electro and Green Goblin. For me, they're the three. The Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, and Electro are sort of the three main guys I remember as a kid for Spider-Man villains. And I think I would even put it in order and say Green Goblin number 1, Doc Ock 2, and then maybe Electro. And I think Dr. Octopus is one of them pieces. I did a post on this recently about complete pieces. I'm talking about, where the base, the pose, the switch outs, the body, everything works like to a really high standard. Electro is one of the ones in my collection for me, where the whole piece just tells a really good story and everything is executed at like really high level. And I think Doc Ock is up there with that. I think there's nothing you could really critique too much here. So for me, he's one of the strongest. I would have him next to my combi kettle. I will never get rid of XM Venom.
No.
Unfortunately, I don't have the space.
All right. So moving on, then we got the.
And there's another downside here is that a lot of these are green.
Yeah.
A lot of the Spider-Man
villains. That's why you got rid of Mysterio.
And that's why I cancelled my Scorpion based on that, purely that alone. I literally looked in my collection. It was like I was have 6 pieces and 4 of them were green. And I was like, it's just not going to work. It doesn't work. Your eyes sort of like all get blurred into one sort of thing. None of the details really jump out as they should. I'm one of them people that I think about colors. I think about that when I have put my displays together.
Yeah. Right.
Shame.
So
unfortunately, that's the classic colors.
Yeah. Carnage, we've already gone over in review. Iron Fist, awesome. You got the Rhino bust. I'm not really a fan of this one as much. I mean, I love the Venom bust, and I think it's easily the best one of the XM busts. But other than that, I'm not really
one of the best quarter scale busts ever.
Yeah, well, it is, and the thing is you can actually have it separate as well, because it's kind of like
I don't like this long face. I've got a problem with this face. I don't like this face. I don't like it on the classic comic kit either. I just don't like the face. It looks like he's been asked a really complicated division question, and I just don't like it.
Yeah. But I'd say again with the Venom, you can kind of get away with having it on its own as a bust, because it just looks like the symbiote. So then if we just go over here, I'm not sure if I walked all the way back round. So
I hope you didn't.
all right, so we've got the Transformers. So we've got the Starscream. Again, these pieces are very, very impressive in person. Super
massive,
huge, massive. Really big. If you were to have shipping at the moment on the Hulkbuster at the back, I think the shipping is 1,100 Singapore plus. Like I think it's even more than that for the 2 big boxes. It's 80 kilos, and it's 1,100 Singapore dollars just for the statue to be delivered. That's crazy. And to be honest with you, I don't think these are going to be that much different. Especially with all switch outs and things. Well, they got the switch outs, they got the vehicles, so you just don't know. And you got the Predator. which this is
looks much better.
The
It was
reviewed.
great. It was great the first time, but it looks even better now.
Yeah,
looks even better now.
well, you can make out the base a lot more. They are going to do another. There is a switch out where this hand comes off, which is one of the ones that does steal a lot of height, and
Yes.
he's like the disc.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, I remember about that so much was I remember when that was being opened and seen it for the first time. For the first time I was afraid. It's the first time in my life, for a long time, I was nervous by another man because he was fucking pissed, and I mean pissed.
No, that was Ben.
And I've heard stories about. Nah, Sang was pissed. Sang does all the paint.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. It was Ben. It was Ben sitting on the floor trying to put it together.
Yeah. Ben was sitting on the floor trying to put all the dreads in the head because they're all individual. They'll come out. So, I remember Sang really not being happy with the paint on the base. He thought it'd be a lot further along by the time it got to the con, and he was fucking seething. And it was quite fun. It was quite funny to watch.
Well, yeah. I have heard stuff. I've heard stories as well. So yeah, but anyway, then you got the alien, which is not painted. This is again same as the Predator. This is by Narin.
He's been tweaking this one for me. Needs a little bit of tweaking. It's hard because it's all white and stuff, so you've got no contrast of light and colours and things. So I'm sure this will all change up. But I think I agree with you. That I would like to see the tongue out on the top head and not the bottom.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I mean, they
also, I don't really care about this jumping off the thing. They don't care about each other. They will literally jump over each other.
People said about they don't like the way that he's stepping on his head and whatever else, but they're running out. They're like insects. That's what insects wouldn't give a fuck. They're just going to stamp on each other. But to me, that doesn't bother me. But the tongue, I think the tongue, if they're going to have one sticking out, I think it needs to be the one on the top. So there's that. Yeah. And this piece is fucking huge. It is massive. Yeah, oh, look, there's Sang at the back. Sang at the back there. So we got that. Again, I'm so excited to see this.
My little odd job, mate. I love that geezer. Brilliant.
All right.
So, lose the tongue on the bottom, put the tongue out on the top.
So then we got the Poison Ivy. This is actually ready to ship. I fucking hell. This is well quick, isn't it?
Yeah. So where Mikey getting this in?
Michael Reale's getting it. He's actually getting it delivered.
Maybe if he's still talking to me, maybe we'll get to review it.
Well, it's getting delivered to my house, so we ain't got a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming to my house, and he's paid in full. So fuck him off. I don't care. I've got a Poison Ivy if he's gone. So yeah, she looks great. And as I say, I forgot to mention it to him actually. I saw someone posted on a secret group about the dimensions of the box. Then you got the Bane. This we didn't see painted. Was this painted? This Bane looks really, really good painted. Really good.
Steampunk. Steampunk.
Yeah, Guile. What's his name? Guile. Yeah, I saw the dimensions of the box, but someone was going to measure them just to double check because sometimes the box dimensions are like a centimeter wrong, so they had to measure them to make sure it was right, and the weights are sometimes off as well. But this Bane. Yeah, I mean, like if George was there, and if George didn't really care about it's got to be like the comic and whatever else, you'd be all over this. You'd be
it's my kind of piece. I'm not going to lie to you. It's got class written all over it. I love it. I have to say that. I just love the whole. I love the whole thing. I love the steampunk style of the as our boy would say, banana. He would love this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Is that Stephen? No.
Yeah. Draper, isn't it?
Yeah, Stephen Draper.
Stephen who? Draper, you silly cunt, innit?
Yeah, that's what I said.
You call him Draper? What you fucking?
Stephen Draper.
Oh god.
But Bane, I mean, super, super impressive. And yeah, I mean,
Thing is, though, you know what I mean? It is one of them ones. There's a lot of
it's huge.
stylized liberty taken there. So you've got to, you know what I mean? You got to work out if you dig it. The great thing about that, though, more than anything else, and the same with Batgirl, is this DC line's worldwide license. You can get this yourself. You don't need to piss about. You can just contact them and get it. Ain't a big deal.
And then you got the kind of Japanese. This is Shinobi, I think it is. I don't really know anything about the character, so.
No. Piece looked nice, but it didn't mean anything to me.
That's Reali saying he's going to kick off next meetup.
Mate, Reali, you've seen what happens, man. You just let's not pretend for 1 minute.
Then you got the I don't know what this bust is, to be honest with you. You got the what's her name? Fuck, I've forgotten her name.
How did Maul look? Did he look any improved?
Maul looked shit when I first saw it because Stanley broke the he broke the saber. But once that's why he's got no saber there. Stanley. If you look at the back, Sang was like pissed off, and Stanley's trying to fix it, and then Sang's like, for fuck's sake, kind of thing, you know. But no, Maul looks great. Maul is easily the best of that line. Maul is by far the best, and then for me, second is the Luke. So the only thing I do not like about Luke is the visor is well thick. It literally.
Have they not changed that yet?
No, it's literally like my glasses, you know. Or your mum's glasses. Remember, your mum used to have glasses. Jesus.
Mate, milk bottle tops, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can fucking spy on neighbours and shit.
It should be glasses. Like if it was like Lord of the Flies, they would kill your mum to get her glasses to stop the fires. You know, like they killed a fat kid in Lord of the Flies.
I've never seen it. I read the book, I think.
So you got the Boba Fett again. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah,
Fett's fucking beautiful piece. A heavy.
Then you got the Vader trilogy, which I'm not even going to talk.
That's not any better either.
No, the thing about this one is when we were there, I made a comment because it was the same kind of set out really, where Maul was up to the side and young Anakin was here, and I said, "What, you know? Look at the sand here, and then look at the sand here. What the fuck? This looks like someone's making bread. They put it on top of the dough, and then this actually's got so much texture." And apparently, what happened is because of the poster, it was like the original poster where Anakin's standing there, and then he's got the shadow of Vader. So on the poster, it's totally smooth sand. So because of that, Disney are like, nope, totally smooth sand you need to have, and it just looks dreadful. And also that kid, I hate that fucking kid, Jake Lloyd. I hate him so much.
Don't say that, because you know this guy, the guy that actually played Little Anakin, he got so much shit, right, for playing that he didn't act again.
Good.
He got a normal job, and he moved away from acting.
He did voiceover work.
He does not fucking do films anymore. He doesn't do acting anymore because of fuckheads like you that give him shit. He's a young kid. He did the best he could. You know, you and child actors, you need some help. You need some help. You've got no forgiveness. You expect to see some Leonardo DiCaprio shit going on.
Well, no, the worst thing about him wasn't even Star Wars. The worst thing about him that annoyed the fuck out of me was Sonic the Hedgehog, because he played Tails. That is the worst thing.
Who played Tails? Who?
He's Tails in Sonic the Hedgehog on the Dreamcast, and it's the most annoying thing about it. And someone's saying apparently today the Jar Jar Binks actor wanted to kill himself.
See?
Like, well, the thing about that, the kid for me was more annoying than Jar Jar Binks.
Nah, Jar Jar Binks, man. No.
Nah,
Jar Jar Binks was.
Jar Jar Binks reminded me. Jar Jar Binks reminded me of Obi from my class in Barnfield.
Oh, Ovi, poor Ovi. Shit, I remember him. That's funny.
Right, anyway.
I thought the whole thing, the whole point was just shit.
Yeah.
Could have cut that whole shit out.
Well.
Star Wars fucked me. Star Wars absolute fuck. What I'll never understand to this day is why they gave that fucking Jar Jar Binks all that time and they killed them all off so early. So stupid. Like, honest to God. You should have killed that fucking spastic and then had a lot more Maul. Maybe Maul killing what's his name, fighting the other geezer and then getting interrupted and then getting away and then being in the next film. It's just such a cool character.
Maul,
and Ray Parks, man. That guy is awesome.
Yeah. Well, was it Ray Park and someone else who did some of the stuff as well?
Well, no, Ray Parks did all the Darth Maul stuff, but they cut all his vocal bits, didn't they?
Yeah, because he sounds a bit.
They didn't like his voice.
Because he's from near us.
His
he's from near us, isn't he, Ray Park? Yeah, he went to. He trained.
Yes, my master.
He trained.
Like, yeah, my master. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, no worries. I'll sort it for you, master. No drama.
Do you remember Nicola? Her friend,
yes.
I don't know if you met her, her friend Helen.
Yes.
Helen's brother trained with him.
Like in martial arts?
Yeah, so he's from this area.
He is. He's from around our ends, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so then you got the Hayden Christensen, and he got a load of shit as well.
Yeah. I liked him. I only in the last film I liked him. I didn't like the other spoiled brat in Clones. Wasn't for me.
I didn't mind him.
I don't like any of these statues.
No, I've got to say I don't like them. I mean, the Vader is the best one, but other than that, I don't. But wasn't Hayden Christensen? Was he in that one where they teleport? Is that him?
Jumper.
Yeah, was he in Jumper?
I don't know.
Because I like that, and I like there's one of them as well where he gets paralyzed, and they're trying to operate on him while he's paralyzed or something.
I think it's to do with sleeping. Yeah, it's a good film. It's called Awake, I think.
Yeah, is that with Jessica Alba? No.
Yeah, like she plays like some. No, I'm not going to spoil it. Watch it because it's good. If anybody's out there,
I like anything with Jessica Alba. Anything anyway.
Yeah, no, not for me. It's all right.
Anyway, so that's that. Let's be telling them get the fuck out of my way. There's the 4 bust. So 4 bust again. He's absolutely massive. These 1/4 scale busts are bigger than 1/4 scale. I swear, they're huge.
They're really good. They're really big. But these are big characters. I mean, you've got to remember Thor's around 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", I think.
Yeah,
big character.
Right then. Jessica Alba, yes, please. And you got Winter Soldier, which again I still think needs some head made for that because I should get.
Why don't you get that done?
Maybe. Red Skull
should do it.
Red Skull. I mean,
massive.
I think the base
Red Skull is because Better Ray Bill is massive.
Yeah, I think the problem with Red Skull. Problem with Red Skull is his base is too big. I think the bases didn't need to be that big at all. Oh, this was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you know your those cubes you've got? How many cubes have you got? The Thanos, like the Tesseract cube things.
3.
Can I have one? You got a spare one?
What for?
I want to try and put it on my Thanos on throne.
Yeah, I know. I got one with the pedestal, and I've got one that's in Thanos' hand as we speak. But I believe I have another one. I'll when I see you next week, I'll have it here for you.
Cool. I've got a mosquito in my room, and it's gonna bite me.
It goes in the double-handed pose.
Huh?
Well, what I could do, it goes in the double-handed pose of Thanos.
Oh, so it's got a groove scale.
But wait a minute, what I could do is I could give you the one that's on the cube and change that over to the one that Thanos has in his double hand. And then if I No, you can't have it.
Can't.
I can't do it.
Oh, so
because
someone
it goes on
said
the pedestal and there's 3 different cubes and they go on
no.
3 different things.
Someone Mike Hinton says you should have got 2 with the pedestal.
No, but you see, with the pedestal, I got the prototype. I got an AP because I ordered early and fast, and because I'm special. So I've got an AP. So I've got mine's special, which basically means it comes with less parts than the normal one. That's
anyway. So Red Skull, we've already got that. So this is going really, really slow. You know that we've got like a load of videos to go through. So stop stalling. So we've already done Red Skull. We've already done Mayray Bill. Obviously, we've done that on a review. Posted that.
Yeah, you didn't put any pictures up. So that was a nice lazy review. Well done.
I did put pictures in it.
Nah, it's a lazy edit, man. Don't tell me. I know when it's good.
But you do know. But you do know that
you did that as you were like about to get like literally you were packing your fucking case for your trip and finishing that off. I could tell just by
watching. You didn't send me any. There was no pictures of it.
There were loads of it. I've got
no, because you didn't switch out the pose. And you didn't take hardly any pictures. About fucking 10 pictures.
I've got pictures of that. Nobody asked me for any pictures. Somebody was too busy packing their trips.
Nope, you gave me shit pictures of it, so that's why I had no pictures. Then you got
Electra.
Electra. I still don't like her.
Huh? No.
Still not a fan. I think the Sideshow one is much better. And then here you go. It's business time. So then moving on to one of the new pieces again. So this is the Cyclops. This was probably the star of the show. I mean, this got the kind of most views out of all our videos from there. Yeah, from there. Not any video ever, just from the show. So starting off at the base. I know. Working your way up. So yeah, he looks really great. Some people complained about the belt here, and some people complained about this here. They just said they don't like the look of it, and they don't like the look of the gold here.
I think the gold. You see that gold part on his chest? Could be. It probably should be higher.
Okay.
Probably it should be up a little bit higher. If I was going to critique it. But I really love the modern sort of twist on it. I mean, listen, I have the classic Cyclops in. His pouches have like fucking no detail whatsoever on it. Well, this is a huge upgrade. Huge.
Yeah.
I love the paneling. I love the paneling on the suit. I'm digging the paneling a lot. And this is the actual pose that I prefer for some reason. I don't even know why that is. I don't think they pulled off the screaming pose as well as I would have liked.
Well, I was really because they basically put this body on the first 2 days. So the Thursday, Friday, and then the Saturday they switched over, and I was so pumped to see the switch out pose. We'll get on to that in a minute with pictures. We'll look at the switch outs after. But on this
what
pose,
did you think of the base?
Sorry?
Did you like it?
For this one?
What did you think of the base?
The base does what it's meant to do. You know, there's nothing. It's fine. You know,
does it fit in with the X-Men line? Could you put that in with a Magneto? Could you put that in with some of the other, X-Men pieces, and it fit seamlessly?
I think you could put that with the Magneto because the Magneto is made up of debris, isn't it? So I think you could. I think you could stick it next to Magneto and it'd still work. I think you could put that next to Wolverine.
I would stick this in with the X-Men Wolverine and the Gambit if I got it.
I think if you had this next to Wolverine, it would work. Well, your Gambit is one of the best Sideshow figures, but the base fucking sucks. But so no, I don't think there's an issue with the base at all. I think the base looks great, and I think the base does what it's meant to do, and I think it will go along with any of the other X-Men pieces.
I like that.
This pose again, I think this pose is what these legs were made for.
Yes,
that we'll get onto after, but yeah, this body and the torso and the legs match on this. I think there is a bit awkward. I think sometimes when you look at when you look at some angles, it does look a bit off. But I think the texture and the paneling and whatever. Then you got the Amiga Red. So yeah, starting from the base. One of my only critiques of Amiga Red, which we'll probably get around the other side. This is only going to start on the back, and then I'm going to walk around to go to the front. But see the icicles. I really dislike the icicles.
They look shit.
They do. They look really shit. But Amiga Red, I mean the again all the paneling, the muscles, everything. I mean he looks great. The only thing I like
the dark red.
The only thing I was really
the dark red.
Yeah, the only thing I was really disappointed with was it looks like the pouches are missing off the back.
Yeah, it does. Maybe they are. Yeah, they are. They're missing.
There's meant to be pouches there.
Yeah, they're missing. They're 100% missing. What was I going to say to you? What disappointed me about this is I didn't get to see the alternative switch out arms.
That's exactly. Oh no, they've scrapped that.
Excuse me.
They scrapped it.
What do you mean they scrapped it? So now this is the only display option you have?
I believe so.
Huh?
I believe so.
Well, that's a problem.
I believe they scrapped.
You're meant to get two heads and you're meant to get two sets of arms.
No, I think they scrapped it.
I don't like this pose as much as I do the other one because I don't like that right arm out. No, I like the right arm up.
Yeah. I think they've scrapped the switch out arms. Don't quote me on that. I think they have. But the thing is, the thing I was really disappointed about on this was they didn't bring the switch out head. We'll get around to the other side of this on this video after. Then this was my girlfriend's favorite piece of the show, and this is probably the one that probably surprised me the most. So this is the Mystique. I've asked those guys at XM if they can put her next to Magneto, and they still haven't done it. So fucking get your act together and take a picture of her next to fucking Magneto. God damn it.
Yeah, man.
I really want to see her positioned next to Magneto.
I love this. I agree with you. I agree with Carlson. I think this is one of the stars. I really like this. I really love that mother of pearl sort of look on her boots, and I love her skin color. I just think it's really seductive pose. You know, with the blade in one hand and the gun in the other. It's fucking class.
I think this one is bad news for the XM one. I do think the XM one.
You mean the Sideshow one?
So that's what I meant. So the Sideshow one. I do think the Sideshow one. I think they sort of looked like they were going to have a switch out head, and then when they showed it, the exclusive was just an arm. Maybe later on they'll show you it's a head. I don't know, but I think they needed to do something with the hair. But
I don't like that. I don't got an angry lesbian haircut, and not in a good way. There's something bad. I just don't like it all. You know?
So you got the.
What I do really like, actually, is the switch out of her showing her using her powers. That I think is very, very smart.
I think that's unique.
I like that a lot.
I think that's very original too, and I think I think you actually commented on that like a long time ago, where you said about a custom Mystique and it looking like on Street Fighter when you go on the random select. Yeah.
I just there's a cover that exists of a Mystique, and that she's lots of all different people riding up her body, and like she's like her body's like changing, like it's flickering in between who she's going to turn into. And I kind of like that. I mean, I don't know if it would work in statue form, and I like the way Sideshow went about trying to show her using her powers. I like that. I like that part of it, but I think it needed a different head because the head they've chosen to go with is the one I dislike a lot. So that's a shame. They did tease it in a silhouette where it looked like she had long hair.
Yeah.
So, that causes a bit of an issue. Hopefully they'll do it. Maybe they will.
Yeah, a few people.
But we've got pieces before from Sideshow exclusives that when you open the styrofoam, there's been a space for two heads, and you've only got one. So they were planning blatantly to do 2 heads, and they've done 1.
Well, maybe maybe it didn't get approved. Nicholas is the exclusive on this is another head and guns. So
on what? There's no exclusive on it.
No,
exclusive.
He's asking what the switch out is.
It's not an exclusive. You don't get exclusives with XM. The edition size is the edition size, and all pieces come from all parts.
Switch out.
Yes.
All right. Words. So you got the base there. So you got the Xavier gifted youngsters.
Love that sexy suit, man. Beautiful skin tone, colours perfect. Hair
also
great contrast. Love that.
You got the chain there as well. So there's like a chain on her side. I think this is really nice. And I don't know why Reali ain't got this.
I don't know. I would have thought this was bread and butter for him.
I really would have. I would have, especially when he loved the original Sideshow one so much. So she is probably one of the best in the show. This is the moment Alex realised he fucked up, and this piece. I looked at it, I was like, I don't know what it was. I think in Singapore last time it was up high, so it wasn't.
It was high. But we measured it, you fuckhead.
Yeah,
we measured it, and it was massive.
But it wasn't until I kind of looked at it, I was like,
I remember this being something like with the missile, something like 24 inches wide and like 20 inches deep and about 27 tall or 28 tall. It's massive.
Yeah, we might have to review some things. Yeah, this piece is massive, and I've got this on order, and I'm like, I do not know where the fuck I'm going to put it.
The thing is, though, what's like that, right? Here's the funny thing about that, right? Is that you could have that, display that with Mystique, no problem, like one of my cubes, be no issue at all. But you couldn't put something like that in with anything that's big. So you couldn't put that in with like Cable, or you couldn't play. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not in like I've got 100 centimeter like cube, and it ain't going in there with something big like that. You need something that's a little bit more compacted.
I don't know if it'll go in there with the height, though. No, the height would it go?
How are the paints on the white Magneto? Cassie's asking.
Oh no, the white Magneto was clean. It looked great. It looked beautiful. I mean, I looked at it, I was just like, I do love the way it looks. I think the paint is great. I think it's clean, and I looked at it, I was just like, part size wise, I'm just like, fucking hell, man. I don't know how where I could even put it, where I could begin to put it.
That's going to stand out in the collection, man. That white suit and all that. It's crazy. Yeah. That piece would jump right out.
Then you got the Professor X. So this is the modern version. And basically both of them have a very similar base, but the base on the classic is slightly higher to bring it up in line with the modern. So they're exactly the same height, because the classic one is slightly smaller. So because of that, they made the base higher. But the base it wasn't the show. So yeah, again, paint looked great, base is great. The only thing they needed to do was they do need to sort out the screens. Some people were complaining about the seam here, but that's because you can switch out the arms, and that's where the seam is to switch out the arms.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I like it. I mean, I dig it. I'm not a big Professor X fan. In fact, I find him nauseating. I actually dislike him quite a lot. Like I do Storm. Don't like either of them two. So for me, this doesn't do anything because, like, nostalgia-wise, it's a character I actually dislike more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's like one of them limp sort of characters. You know what I mean? He doesn't really do anything for me. But execution-wise, I think it looks good, and I like the fact that if you're getting close to this, it's got a lot of textures on the suit, which it does. You need to do.
I mean, like, if you look at it from this picture here and this, the way it looks in this picture, and this is what you had to judge it on, you would be like, yeah, why haven't they learned? It looks exactly the same as Kingpin. What the fuck? But
Yeah.
I can tell you that it kind of has like a pinstripe kind of line thing going on, like a corduroy. Like corduroys. I think it was Dave
That's
Cassie
the
was
right
like
word.
googling it, going on about it. You could kind of see it just like around these arms here, but because I think my light was on, because my light was on,
Yeah, it's hard.
and it was quite bright, you just couldn't see it. So I was trying to get close, but yeah, you can't really see it, to be honest with you.
It's
So
very difficult.
yeah, it was
Maybe
just
one
trying
of
to
them things.
focus.
The light will just fade it all out.
Right, then you got the Gambit. With the Gambit over the 4 days, I have to say the Gambit probably grew the most on me over the time I was there. Gambit in the beginning, I saw him and I was a bit like, yeah, he's all right, you know. I think it's kind of that moments where you kind of have a bit of an overload. You know, you see all the pieces set up. Before I got to the XM booth, I'd walked past the Prime One booth, so I'd probably seen over 100 statues in that day. Did the wall whenever I walked over there. So when I got to him, I was a bit like, yeah, whatever. But I think by the time I left, I do think I did like the piece towards the end. So this one's got like I don't know, like, it looks like a thruster or something off of the Sentinel's back.
Yeah, potentially.
And again, this was originally from the Sentinel diorama, the X-Men versus Sentinel diorama, and it was originally the 1/6 scale piece. And they did some work on it and made it into a quarter scale piece when they had to switch out the characters in the diorama. So working up. So again, I mean, you've got loads of different sort of textures and colours going on here. So you've got the boots, where you got the metal boots, loads of kind of scuffs and things going on there. Then you got the kind of blue trousers with the kind of pinky purple up the side, all the kind of shaded of the black in there.
They look bluer than my ones. My ones are like a blacky blue.
Yeah, they are. Yours are more a black with a blue hue, and this is more the other way.
Yeah.
And
I
then
agree.
you've got
My only criticisms of it, like from seeing this, is I don't like the way that his chest looks like an extra set of abs.
yeah.
There isn't really enough there to show me that they're not his abs, because the muscles on his abs are really quite big on his frame. They look quite large. And I think it's that problem there with the top part of the abdomen and then the chest. I don't know if you could do some shading with that to try and emphasize the chest a bit more. People are saying he's got a bit of a monkey face, like a white chimp face.
Yeah.
You know, Congo sort of situation going on. But I'm not sure if that's the case. I can't really tell because it's very hard on the angle. I think it's very difficult. I really do like the cards. The cards I love, and the clear resin looks fucking nuts. Looks really good.
Well, the cards at the moment these ones are cardboard.
Yeah.
So these ones are just they needed to do it to have it ready for the show. So these aren't sort of plastic cards.
Yeah.
Which are going to like.
The only thing is his hair color is a little bit close to the jacket, or is that because of your lighting?
Probably my lighting. So what
when you were there, was there enough differentiating colours between?
Yeah, the jacket looks. I think the jacket looks lighter than it was there.
Oh, good. That's good. Because I'd like a little bit darker, so that's good. But I know that that's the case because when we were there and we did Storm, it was the same with her. We were like, yeah, she's not as light as she looks. Like you take all these pictures and you looked at it, Danny, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, it's always the way when like you kind of say, yeah, this apocalypse is painted fucking dreadfully, Sideshow fucked up, and then you watch back the video and you're like, yeah, it looks fantastic. So then you've also got like quite loads of textures on the coat.
I love the coat.
He's really good.
I really like the wisps and things, the way he's throwing the cards. I like that a lot. I think that looks wicked. And the pole angle doesn't bother me. People were saying like they thought it was a bit much, but I actually quite like it. My little the only thing is that the chest part really on the abdomen at the moment for me.
Yeah. So
doesn't quite look as boxed in as it does in photos.
Yeah, I think in
How was it in
pictures.
person?
No, in pictures it looks like it's too kind of restricted, and it's like they've been told these are the dimensions you have to work with, and they've kind of trimmed it down to get in there, if that makes sense. But with this, it doesn't look as forced as to be there. So then you got Storm. Again, this isn't the reviewed one. So the reviewed one, she's actually got like a ring, and a cape comes around. So this is still the prototype, old prototype. This is probably the one we saw. This one we probably saw in Singapore, and I broke.
Broke a bit of a head, didn't you?
No, it's a shoulder thing. Something on her shoulder I broke. Weapon X, which is fantastic. Which is I've got one of those. Love it.
Yeah, wicked piece.
Phoenix, she looks really nice as well. The flames on this. The flames on this have been, the flames on the Ghost Rider are good, but the flames on this are a step up from the flames on Ghost Rider for me. I think the flames on the bird are insane. They're really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, a funny thing about this, I'm glad that it looks nice and like straight, because I see that Falcon, that customs Falcon job. That bird's pissed as fuck. That bird. I've seen it. I love the like the body sculpt and everything else, but the bird, I'd have to get rid of the bird. Because the bird's just like
Dave Cassie
fucking
says,
heart attack in the back of the shoulder.
Dave Cassie says the orange looks good. I always thought it looked like cheese. The flames look fantastic, Dave. Look really nice. Then you got this one.
This is my style. This is my style.
So this is the Iceman. The main complaint about this from people is, the main complaint from people of this one is, why does he have a Danger Room base when no one else does? That's what their complaint is.
Balance?
Yeah, probably. But they're saying that, why have you gone with this when you didn't do that with anyone else? That was their complaint.
Well, probably because maybe rubble, or maybe like Sentinel parts. Maybe it would have been a little bit too, curvaceous. Maybe the idea was they didn't want to add too much more height to it, but they wanted it to be like very wide and very deep so that it could balance. I mean, for me, I actually quite like the Danger Room base. So that
I do. No, I do as well. I do. I'm just saying that was one of the things that people kept asking me. And sort of ask XM this and ask XM that. But I think the Danger Room thing looks great, and I couldn't quite work out what that was on the base. Then so you got the ice, and the funny thing was, Sang said to me, he wasn't very happy with the paint. He said he painted two of them, and he said the better one went to the Philippines because there was a con the same weekend. And for me, I looked at it and I was just like, this looks fantastic. It looks great. There's nothing wrong with it. So
he paints ridiculous. He's a very talented boy. I mean, like I say, he lost his shit with a Predator. It was well funny.
I've heard a story. I don't know how true it is, and I didn't hear it from anyone in XM. So again, I do not know how true it was, but allegedly, Sang went to the factory and he saw a Ghost Rider, and apparently he allegedly again threw it across the room because it wasn't painted good enough and lost his shit. I heard that from someone. I don't know how true it is, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard that story. I heard he's got some pretty high standards when it comes to like some with the paints and things, which is, like certain pieces they can be flat, but I think the paint like for XM at the moment is really stepping up. I mean, this Iceman's crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, them wisps and things coming off his arm, the whole thing, it does look like fucking ice. It looks like an iced man. It really does.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing to do.
It was a really impressive piece to see. Very, very
I
nice.
saw the translucent one, the custom salt and pepper one. And I thought it was nice, but this is much better.
I
Much,
think
much
it's
better.
I think it's one of those ones where you see the custom one and you think this is done really, really well. And then you see that someone's making it and you're like, oh, they're not going to be able
Oh
to
yeah,
top.
don't
They're
bother.
not. They ain't going to top that. They ain't gonna, and then you see it and you're like, oh, hang on a minute. You know, it's a bit like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
totally. Yeah, I felt like that. I was all like, yeah, this is going to be hard. But they went a completely different way. Instead of going like translucent resin, they've sort of done like that opaque thing, and then they've like really highlighted like the shards and the corners and the sharp edges. I just think that's fucking amazing.
So then you got the
What a cool thing as
Phoenix.
well to have like fire and ice in it. Fire and
Yeah.
ice in your display. Put these two next to each other. Just so fucking cool.
Then you got
The
the Phoenix
contrast.
with all the kind of flames, all the rocks in there.
Yeah, the ground breaking up in it. Swirling round though.
So yeah, no, I think again I was quite impressed with her. I don't know which head's on now. Oh, that's there's a head where I'm not sure if it's on
There's
the other.
flames in it.
Yeah, there's all flames in the hair, and she's like
Yeah, that's the
screaming.
other head.
And that head was really, really good in your hand. It looked really, really good. But the problem was, I felt that when it's on the body, it didn't separate as much.
Yeah, from the bird.
Yeah,
Because it's got yellow
yeah.
from the thing. Yeah, because there's all them flame in her hand and the flames around her body, and then you've got the flame of the bird. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Some people say she looks like a pirate with a parrot on her shoulder, but so what the fuck? But I mean, the bird looks great, and I mean the faces as well. The XM female faces are getting a lot better, a lot better.
I like this. Looks nice.
I had to stop, I think, to look at Storm's ass. Yeah, see, I remember that. So yeah,
Predictable, dude.
I had to do it. I was like, yeah, I've got to give that some camera time because she's got a fantastic arse in this. That was the only thing I didn't like, but I didn't realize that this was the same one at the time. This seam here is still there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But that's where that attaches, isn't it?
yeah.
That bit comes out.
Right. Then we've got the
It's at the back.
so these are the thrusters and things on the gambit.
It's nice.
Texture in there for the
a lot of colours in that coat. That coat looks nuts from there.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Professor X base and back. So you got all that going on. Really, and again, I mean, I think that they put some really, really good pieces out in this show.
Easy. About that.
There you go. The only thing I didn't like about this piece, the only thing I don't like about this piece is they cover her ass up. That was what I don't like about it.
Yeah, I saw the video and I thought, I just knew you were going to say that. Like,
I do like. Sorry, I do like that cobblestone effect.
Yeah, cobblestone. Yeah, it's nice.
I do like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
I think that looks great there. And then you got I don't like these icicles at all. I think they look really lame.
See that arm there, that left one where the palm faces up, I like. There was another one on the right hand where the palm faces up, and then there was other switch outs where the palms face down.
What's it? Tack. Yeah, the Professor X doesn't look like a cake topper. It's really hard to film. But I think on one of the Professor X videos, I do film it up close, and you can see all the texturing on there. I think Dave Cassie was saying it looks like a corduroy suit or something. So he's got like a lot of texturing on.
Well, that's a good question. Cassie's saying, what do we think is going to be the superior line, the X-Men or the Spider-Man line?
It's tough because it's a bit like I do think the X-Men line again is companies get better as time goes on. I don't think that a lot of the old Sideshow pieces that people say are Sideshow's best, or when Sideshow gave a fuck and whatever else. I don't agree with that at all. When you look at some of the classic pieces, it's like techniques evolve, things get better,
Yeah.
and XM has always really been a digital sculpting company with a lot of their stuff. So, digital is getting better and better and better, more and more detail. So, it evolves. These have got more and more detail on them, more and more texturing. I think that these will be a step up, to be honest with you. I do prefer the Spider-Man characters, but I do think that these characters will be sort of better quality.
Take it in your mum. For me, it's a tough one, man. It's a big tough one because the head on that Mega Red.
I really wanted to see the.
I like it. I won't be. I would be disappointed if they've changed both the arms. Because that arm out creates a big problem for depth. This is the thing. That arm out like that, because you want to display the head out, facing out. So if you're doing that, the way you're going to pose it is going to be difficult with that arm like that. So it's a challenge. Yeah. I don't know, actually. For me, I'm not too sure. I agree with you. I agree with you that the techniques get better all the time. Spider-Man line is really strong. There are pieces on there, like the Venom, the Electro, and like for me, the interesting thing is that you're not going to really see them rivaled, because nobody is making a Mysterio. Now that the film is coming out, that may change. Now that the next villain that's been announced in the sequel to Homecoming is Mysterio, you may see one, but it may be a movie one. So you just don't know. These sort of characters like Electro and Mysterio and them sort of characters they're not really they've not got a big following. So statue wise, they're not big money earners. X-Men, I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to see, because a lot of this stuff now XM are doing at MTO, so we'll see what happens there, won't we?
Yeah. Right. So, what do you think of the icicles and things on there?
I've never seen them in person. You can't tell much from a picture.
Yeah.
They look okay from here, but if you've turned around and said they look shit, then they look shit.
They look cheap as fuck. They look like they were a bit rushed, maybe.
If you say that's how they look, then that's how they look. I've been there, I've stood by it when we've been walking around these things, and 9 times out of 10 we agree. So,
and then there's the back of the Cyclops.
It looks great from the back and all.
Yeah,
paneling I like.
Cyclops looks fantastic. Cyclops looks great. That Cyclops A looks great. Cyclops A is a really, 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 really impressive piece. We'll get on to B shortly. So that's that video.
Exhibit A, is it? Is it Exhibit A?
That's Exhibit A. So that's the first video. What
questions?
No, I'm looking at them as we go along. I mean, people are just talking between them a little bit, and I am asking. So today, so what we do then? Oh look, we could do your head. I've got your head here.
Nah, that's what I don't know.
Well, I've got it now, so you're fucking doing it, all right?
What pictures do you have?
Well, I got like so. Huh?
Oh yeah, there he is.
So this is George's.
Yeah, this is XM Studios Thanos repaint. that Ian Wilkinson done, and he absolutely fucking smashed it. Painted top to bottom. All the golds changed as well. That's why if you look at the golds, depending on where the light is and where the light is shining, they look all different colours, which it was what I specified I wanted. Because when you look at gold, depending on how it's being, what angle you're looking at and which way the light is hitting it, it can either be quite like orange, like yellow, and then it can be quite pale. So I wanted that, and the hands in front, so you can see there that it's like captured the light a little bit more, which that's sort of what it does. It's really nice. I mean, the gold took a long time to get right. And there's the one of a kind head that I had made, that I had done, which was, I'm really happy with that. I think he'd done a really good job considering it's a traditional sculpt. It's not digitally done or anything like that, which is, I think, fair play to him. He's done that himself, so I'm really happy with that.
Well, let me see what other pictures. So that's kind of what it's based on.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, the thing is I couldn't do like them wispy hair things across his head because I would need to use like PVC to do that, and I need to use metal molds, and they're tens of thousands of pounds to do. So I'm not doing that. So I'm not investing that type of money in the piece. So I wanted to head back. That's the repaint there with the mask.
Yeah.
So you got 3 different heads, didn't you? And there's the other one. So with the first head, I went with the first head. Not that one. That one we smiling. That one there, I went for, he's got more of the sort of human eyes from the Avengers, the end of Avengers. I went with that, and then I chose the skin color to be like a little bit like how it is in the comics, where it's sort of like classic Thanos, because he's not really dark purple. People that think he's dark purple, then they're not reading. I don't know what they're reading, because he's not really dark purple. He's kind of like a purpley blue. So that's the way it looks. So I did that for that head. And then the second head, this one has got like glowing up red eyes from Infinity Siblings, and a couple of the older Silver Surfer, like Rebirth of Silver Surfer. Yeah. It's like that comic. He's got like glowing red eyes in that. So I wanted that. And again, it's the same skin tones used from that comic. And then the actual, the bald head.
It's around Silver Surfer number 35 or so, I think, Rebirth.
This one is from, I took liberties from the Guardians of the Galaxy film, the first film. I wanted it to look like that because in that film he's like he's a little bit more because it's like artificial light and he's in space a lot of the time. He's got like this blue hue to him, like a glowing blue, and that's what I chose for that face. So I wanted like really contrasting different heads. I didn't want any of them to be the same. It's the same when I did the King Thanos from the one of a kind one that I had made. I wanted it to be like really purple, like, because in that comic he's like really purple for some reason.
Painted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like some paint up. That was a test. Wanted the eyes a little bit darker. And then you can see here, outside in natural light, I really wanted that real contrast. I wanted the hair a little bit whiter, which he done. I'm happy with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Groovy. So I told you I'd find them. So then you got the upward. So these are now the switch outs for the XM pieces. So we'll just go through the pictures for these ones. So you got the Cyclops looking up. The thing about this one is he's got quite a lean on him. He's kind of leaning to his right. And the thing about that is when I spoke to Sang, he basically said that the piece was rushed to get it ready for the con. So they didn't have time to kind of engineer it properly. So he is leaning. And I think even on the video...
But he'd be more centre when it's done.
He should be more upright, yeah. So even in the video, I think I grabbed it and there's a big wobble on it. So there is that. But I still think
it's a shame because the musculature is great. Screaming head looks amazing, but it does definitely look twisted, too twisted, where
Yeah.
it looked like his body should be straighter than it is.
Yeah,
Which is
it's good.
strange.
I think for me, it kind of bothered me because I didn't think the legs kind of went with that pose.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it doesn't as that upper body is now, but I think it needs to be tilted the other way
Yeah.
quite severely.
Well, we're so
You know?
I saw that. Because I mean, that head was fantastic. I mean, the
Yeah.
close up of that head. I don't think I can zoom in.
Have you not got any more pictures of it?
Yeah, come on.
Is that the level of your pictures that you took?
Fuck off.
Yeah, that torso, that body looks amazing. Hair looks great as well. Looks delicate. Looks like Cyclops hair.
Yeah.
So one thing about the PF, the hair is it's like kind of clumpy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
nice.
he's got like you can see like fillings in his mouth and stuff like that. Really
He's
nice.
not got a good dentist.
There you go.
X-Men don't cover dental.
No. So yeah, but the screaming head looked great. I just hope they really sort that pose out to me.
Yeah, I love the torso. Torso looks fantastic.
I don't know why I got a picture of that because there's no switch out.
Yeah.
And no. Well, this was just to show the screens. So if you look on the screen, obviously they're going to need to sort out those screens there.
Yeah, they're not done though, are they?
No.
We saw it's the same. We saw Weapon X. You know, them screens weren't done compared to when we got yours. They were like night and day. So, you know, there's prototypes, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Gambit back.
This is the sweet chat. This is the sweet chat. Sweetie. I'm watching too much World Cup. Where's the Gambit head? Did you not get it?
I don't know what these pictures are. These pictures are shit.
Wow, man, Jesus, you've never missed me so much, have you? Do you take these photos? These are fucking shit photos.
I don't think I took them.
Whoever took them needs to listen. If you took these photos, go into your bathroom, go look in the mirror, and give yourself a slap across the face, and have a word.
Fuck your couch. So this
These
is the
pictures are
switch
fucking
head.
terrible. Jesus.
Well, if you weren't sitting on your ass and you were with me, then we would have some pictures then, wouldn't we?
This is the thing, you see. Unfortunately, I have bigger things going on at this present moment. Globe trotting is not possible right now for me.
There you go. There's the switch out head.
Could you get any further away? What, you on a bus?
Oh, fuck off. Jesus, man.
Get in there. Get a little bit closer. See if you can get any closer.
It just goes blurry a bit. I don't like the hair on this
but
one.
you know, I like the hair. It's a nice difference. Do you know what it is? It's got a similar expression, and the expression looks a bit monkeyish.
Well, it's just a
The
bit
right word is simian. That's the word.
It's quite it's just quite emotionless, isn't it?
I don't know if it's emotionless, but it's a bit simian. It's like got a monkey element to it, like a little bit like not like a chimpanzee, like a capuchin. You know, like that fucking, you know, like that thing from Friends.
Yeah,
Marcel, like a Marcel face. He's got. What's the change here? This is the head, isn't it? This is the head change.
Yeah, the head's different. I prefer the
head's got like. Yeah, me too. It's nice, but I prefer that one.
And
easy we are, for Christ's sake.
What?
Great. I don't like this at all.
You got the classic. There's some people who like the classic, but
really,
for me,
did you take this photo? It's a really bad angle. All of the parts of that seat. Is it me or does the helmet look really big there?
It is quite big.
All right, it looks really big.
Yeah. Well, it's perspective as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Like the wheels.
I like
the classic look to the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I like all of that. I'm just not sure about this thing. Also, as well, you know, if you have the helmet looks great damage, but that's a similar size to the XM one. Yeah, it's a similar size.
Maybe. I don't know. It looks a bit big for me.
Is that in your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're your ET fingers, aren't they?
Yes, they're my ET fingers.
Yeah, it's a bit. That's a big helmet.
Yeah.
I don't think mine will do that.
All right. So
They're your pictures, aren't they?
Maybe.
Off you go to the bathroom. You have a word with you. Have a word.
Well, fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't like your. I don't like your bullying.
Do you know what it is, man? I love you to death, bro. But you are definitely the more, straight laced guy. When it comes to creative eye and shit like that. Wow, like honestly, wow. Those photos, man. I would have thought the guy that took them pictures had concussion. Like seriously, got hurt before he turned up at a con.
It was a long flight, and then it was well hot in there. If they didn't turn no fucking aircon, do you know how bad they are, right? The organisers, they don't turn the aircon on. It's the same as remember in Singapore. The first day there's no aircon. When you're sitting up, there's no aircon because they don't want to. It's expensive. It's a big, massive room to turn that aircon on.
Yeah, they don't want to waste it on
costs like hundreds and hundreds, like $1,000 or something an hour. I think it said $1,000 an hour for the aircon to be on. So it's like they don't want it on.
And then obviously it's like the difference is that when the public are there, if they pass out or collapse or are sick, they get sued. So it ain't worth the hassle. But if you come in there and you're unboxing shit and then you pass out, you're just a puff. There's no sympathy for you.
Okay. So then what do you want to go on to?
I'm your Huckleberry, man. Go whatever you want.
Well, the Prime 1 stuff, I mean, we can go into the Prime 1 stuff. So cool. With the Prime 1 stuff, though,
just tell me before we get into this, being there in person and seeing this shit, did anything look not flat?
Or Prime 1?
Yes.
Well,
I haven't seen a Prime 1 piece other than the Spider-Man 2099 that weren't as flat as a fucking pancake. Honest to God, it's so flat.
I think the Berserk line was okay.
Good. That's good because I love the look of that line. I love the look.
I mean, I think with the Transformers, I mean, some of the bodies look great, but the bases are fucking shit. As I say, the Prime, he looks that Prime 1 style, which is kind of what made them, is the Transformer line. The Transformer line, apart from the Megatron, because he looks the same color as his base and he's boring, but the Optimus Prime looks, the colors work for them. That kind of paint scheme works for them.
Yeah.
I just feel with the Arkham line, and maybe it's also because the game is a bit dingy and a bit dark, but the Arkham line is just quite dull and just quite flat for me. But then also when I saw at the Mega Cafe, I saw the Ultraman, and he was the same. His base was flat as fuck. The body looked great, but the base was flat as fuck. And there's a character dead on the base who's cut up, and he just blended into the base. There was no separation, So we're not really going to go into all these Transformers because they're not new. That made me laugh.
I like the little dog. Yeah, is that a dog?
No, it's like one of those. Do you know when you go into a Chinese and? Do you know when you go into a Chinese restaurant and they've got that cat with the fucking hand going up and down?
Oh yeah,
it's like waving. It's not one of those, but it's like a mongrel version.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this one was actually nice. The Nemesis Prime looked really good, but it's just exactly the same sculpt. 5 pieces.
I've seen these in person, and I was bored the second I walked up to it. I just all of it. I just didn't like any of it. The same goes for the Arkham stuff. I've not seen any of that Arkham line stuff in person that's made me go, oh wow. Other than Deathstroke. Deathstroke was the only one
Yeah,
that I was like,
Deathstroke's got
wow.
more colours.
Yeah,
This is
Deathstroke was special. I was like, wow, this is special.
the characters from Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, my girlfriend was watching this on the way there. She said I should watch it, but I ain't seen Harry Potter, so I don't know. These
don't need to.
These didn't really do much for me. This one looked really flat and really boring, to be honest with you. On camera, it looks much better. All the coins just looked like those chocolate coins. The only thing that looked good on him was his claws. Other than that, he looked shit. Yeah, the claws look really good, but the rest of it, I wasn't impressed with in the slightest.
Doesn't look impressive for me either.
What's Dave talking about?
I don't know what he said.
Oh, he's probably talking about that the stick insect. He says it looks like a vegan tampon.
We've got to get him on the chat. It'd be good fun.
And then you got Drift as well.
This looks a little bit more vibrant. This looks good.
But again, it's a shit character, isn't it? I think I'm trying again. I'm trying not to film the guts pieces to save them to the end. Again, another Optimus Prime. So I mean, yeah, it looked cool, but again, they just
I like that look. That looks cool.
Yeah, it's just something about them. They just all look too similar. Then over here,
how were these things?
Right, so then you got the Scarecrow, who I was actually really, really looking forward to. So problem with this part was the lighting was really, really bright, and it was so hard to film.
Right behind the piece. So tell me about you saw Scarecrow. I'm excited for this Scarecrow. I'm really him and Mr. Freeze. Him and Mr. Freeze especially were the two.
Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze, I would love to have seen, but he weren't there. Scarecrow's got more kind of things breaking up the colours, but he's still flat as fuck. That's the problem.
You know, for fuck's sake.
He had, because he's got so many parts where you can make him pop. You can make like his the shit in his syringes. You can make that pop. You can kind of make his leg brace pop. You can separate things a lot better with him. But still, I just find them flat. They're just really boring. They're just really, for me.
I've never, in all my, honest to God, in all my pieces that I've seen, I've never lost interest so quickly. That's the problem. Yeah. I see a lot of things, and I always judge how good something is in my opinion by how it grabs hold of me and it doesn't let me move on. It's sort of, I look at it and I go, oh fuck, let me have a look at that, and then I go over to it and I look at it and it's sort of holding on to me like a tractor beam. It's going, you ain't going nowhere. Stay here and look at me. And then when I walk off, I find myself going back. You know what I mean? I always find myself going back to things, and I never do it with this. Never. All this time when we were in Singapore, and I went there, I looked at it, and I was like, and then I walk off, and I don't even. I turn around and look elsewhere. I just don't come back, and it's a shame, really. It doesn't matter to me. So I don't buy this. I play the game. I love the game. That's the thing.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I had the first Batman, and I didn't even take him out of the box. I looked to make sure he wasn't broken and put him back in the box. It's one of the only pieces. It's the first piece I ever did that with. Literally, and probably one of the only ones. And I left it in the box for about 4 months until you came over and you said, you asked me if you could set him up. And I'm like, yeah, do what you want. I don't care. You set him up. And I was like,
you know what I mean? It's more a case of, I just, like I'm saying before about keeping things in boxes. Yeah. If you had a place to display it, put the fucking thing out and look at it. But then again, I agree with you. Once it's, it's unfortunate, but maybe it's just a taste thing. I don't know, but I'm devastated that you've said that he's like all the others. It's devastating.
I think is it also because the game's quite dingy as well?
Yeah, but what, are the Transformers fucking dingy as well? Are the Turtles dingy? Or is it just the fact that Prime 1, they sort of dull up their colours a little bit and everything sort of moulds into the same sort of look?
Well, I just find the
2099 isn't. The 2099's not. The 2099 is a fucking great piece.
Yeah.
I really like that piece, and I definitely think the Venom the anti-venom, looks on review a very, very nice piece.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a question of what they can and they can't do. It's the same with that Geralt. You know that Geralt thing
Yeah.
from the game.
Yeah. Witcher.
You know Geralt or whatever it is, that game you play, that Witcher game. There's the same thing with that. I saw reviews of that, pitched that, and then I heard from a lot of people that have seen it in person. They were like, it's still a bit
still flat. Yeah, I've seen it twice. It's still flat. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's sad.
Nightwing as well. Yeah, same shit. Even this piece. I mean, I thought this piece would have pop a bit more.
Yeah, it's a lighter grey in it with the red.
He is nice, but the thing is there's just fuck all shading and stuff. They look like
toys.
Sadly, yeah, to me they look like giant NECA toys. There you go. Looks a bit better there, but
see, to me that looks great.
Yeah, but then when you have all the like this is meant to be like a grey green, and then this is meant to be like an orangey brown, and then this, but they're just all kind of like they have something where they're all, even though they're different colors, they still just blur into each other.
So it sort of merges.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. This is what I'm saying. You have to be because I mean it's the same with me. I watched reviews of Harley Quinn and I thought the piece looked fucking exceptional. And then I saw it in person and I was like, oh my god! And I put loads of comments on all over YouTube and Facebook and everywhere going, "The piece looks great," blah blah blah. But then I see it, I was like, yeah, it's flat. So yeah, you have to see these
even
things.
Even the flow of the coat. I mean, it's kind of like a potato sack kind of look to the material, but it just has no flow to it. Just drops. Just looks like a stiff. It just looks stiff with no.
They do look like big NECA toys, man. I have to agree with you. They do.
But I guess,
NECA do some pretty nice stuff, but they do look like that.
If I had to say which one was probably the better one out of the Arkham line, I mean, he is up there, Scarecrow, but I was a little let down.
Better than Deathstroke?
No. Deathstroke's the best one.
I thought so.
I do like the Miller Batman. And then I do.
Batman looks nice. Again, I ain't seen it in person. Need to see it.
Seen
it in videos, seen it in photos. Looks good, but need to see it. Need to stand there.
Yeah.
Need to see.
David Cassidy, the Poison Ivy looks nice. So Poison Ivy looks fantastic, but the whole that's the whole Hush line. That Hush line looks Hush Superman looks phenomenal. The fabric cape Hush Superman looks absolutely phenomenal.
I love that Batman.
Yeah,
crouching Batman.
I prefer the Superman.
See, that's the question, isn't it? That's when you start getting into a debate and you're asking yourself, is it a style thing or what? I don't know. But one thing I can tell you, the Turtles, the Transformers, and Arkham line, flat fuck. Every single one I've seen, other than Deathstroke. Every one I've seen in was bored the second I saw them and not off.
But I mean, out of all of them, the Scarecrow was probably the nicer one. Nightwing, I guess it's just because it's Nightwing. It does nothing for me. But it was just like, when you go along and you look around. I mean, one of the funny, my girlfriend, she was forced, bless her. She went to New York Comic Con with me. She went to a con in London with me recently. In the con in London, she saw a couple of First for Figures pieces, a couple of Prime One pieces. In New York Comic Con, she saw the whole First for Figures, the whole Pop Culture Shock, and the whole of Sideshow. And then she went to the Thailand one, so she saw this whole Prime One booth and the whole XM booth. And as soon as she walked over to the XM booth, she was like, "Wow, these are really, really nice." At every other booth we went to before, she didn't give a fuck, and she basically said that she started asking me like loads of questions about the XM stuff and the Sideshow stuff, and asking me whose prices are this and what's that and what's this, and when I told her, she was like, there's no contest. XM pieces are much better. and that's from someone who doesn't collect, and she's just looking at
Yeah, I like
what
that.
she's seen.
I like that. That's why when strangers come into my room, like not collectors, I call them strangers, not strangers in people I don't know, but people who don't collect and have got no nostalgia or no, oh that's this and oh that's that. They don't know what they're
I
looking at.
guess as
I
Magneto
always
is
try
worth
to
X amount of money, so I have to
yeah,
say,
exactly. Yeah, you know when you know what Magneto is worth, it's like oh my god, that's amazing because it's that. I like to see people that come in and actually go, you know, wow about certain things, and I trust that. And Jenny's the same. She says exactly the same. She says
yeah,
there's no competition. She says they make the better stuff. That's in her opinion. You
yeah,
know, but you got to go with what people think and what people see. It's all about taste, I guess. At the end of the day, I
yeah,
don't own a Prime One piece because I've never seen one piece that's made me think I want to buy that or I want to collect that line. That's a
yeah,
personal thing. Nothing, you know what I mean? It's not. I'm not shitting on any of this stuff. I'm sure that there's a lot of qualities that people like. I mean, the funny thing is with me though is I've got every Arkham game, I've clocked every game, I've played every game, I play them a lot. I've played some of them 2-3 times. So I know the games and I care about the games, but the pieces have never been good enough to make me go, I need to get that line.
yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I don't watch Berserk. Why I don't watch certain like anime things because the statues are so amazing that if I start really liking the anime, I'm fucked. I'm gonna have to buy the stuff. So I avoid it. People are like, yeah, you should watch Berserk. I'm like, yeah, nah, that's not. Oh, you should watch One Punch Man. Yeah, nah, I'm not going to because the statues of them look so fucking good. I don't want to get into it. With this Arkham line, it's completely different because I'm well into this line. I've never seen any pieces that made me go, I must have these pieces.
yeah.
My mate, our boy Tony's got loads of these, so we should go around here and have another look. But you've seen them all now, so you ain't going to convert now. Maybe I could convert.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know whether these are, you know,
I've seen about
sometimes.
6 or 7 of them. I've seen about 6 or 7 max.
Yeah, I mean,
I've always,
sometimes when you do go to the conventions, sometimes with that they put them under massive spotlights. Maybe, you know, sometimes they have actual prototypes and they're not in the production piece. So, you know, maybe when we go
yeah,
to
but I
when we go
with
to
the
Tony's, we'll
Prime
have a look.
with
You know.
Prime One though, the argument with them is that their prototypes are production.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to defend them a little.
You can, but like I said, it's not about defending because it's about taste. It's about preference. I am not right. I'm
No,
not
no,
right for
no,
everyone.
no.
Don't listen to me. But I am right for me. I've seen a lot. I know what I like and what I don't like that fit my taste, and I buy accordingly. And every collector should do the same. Take what people tell you, let it go in one ear, listen to it, go see something, and if you find that, oh, actually, I agree with that person, then great. If not, it doesn't mean anything. You just buy what
Yeah,
you love because at the end of the day, you're the poor bastard that has to look at all this shit for 90% of the time. Do you understand? So, you know, people come in my room and see it and go, wow, and whatever, and then they go off and they get on with their lives. I have to sit in here and game and do whatever else. So it's no good if on Facebook I have the best collection in the world, but I hate the fucking look, the sight of it when I'm in my own room. That's not good.
yeah.
You've got to make sure it's what you want.
So Nicholas is asking if Gary Speed has got Doomsday. No, he cancelled it, I think. Quinn sent kits. Bought Sideshow Captain Marvel. I haven't read any comics. Um,
Wicked,
she's
wicked
stunning,
piece.
5 star. Yeah, Sideshow did really,
Wicked.
really well on her.
It's a great piece. That is one.
Um,
That is one of the best pieces that they brought out in that year.
yeah.
That's a really nice, really
Do you
executed. Very
do you
clean.
think XM Black Bolt is worth picking up?
Yeah, I had it. I owned it. It's a lovely piece. It's not perfect in terms of probably that like a bit of the base could do with some more shading and some stuff like that. But um, it's again like you say, it's a solid, anywhere between 7 and 9. That's XM. That's pretty much what it is. Even some of the worst pieces that people talk about, like they talk about the She-Hulk. She-Hulk is a decent piece. I've got no issue with that piece at all. Absolutely none. In fact, the worst XM piece I've ever seen is their original Hulk.
Yeah. I've still not watched the animated series of Batman. They're asking me that. Yeah, Sims is saying Alien Dog is a different story. Yeah, I'm hoping that Gary's got nowhere to put that, but I still love to see it.
Like, I definitely think at the moment, if you're looking at it from a non-emotional point of view, right? There are certain lines within Prime One, and they are different. That Hush line is on a different planet to this stuff. So at the end of the day, it's not about what they make and what they can make and what they can paint and what they can't paint. It's just about how they are doing the styles. And these styles I don't like. This Arkham and Transformer, it's a style that just doesn't do nothing for me.
Yeah.
Hush, that does some things to me, I'll tell you that.
Hey, Alex, dollar for dollar, what's the superior piece? First for figure guts, bloody exclusive version, or XM guts? I think you mean Prime One guts. I mean, if you're going for the first for figure, no, but I'm saying, but if you're going for the first for figure bloody exclusive, then I would say the Prime One version for sure, because then you have no issue with the gore. I think the only reason you would go with the first for figure version is if you've got kids and you kind of don't want it to be that gory. So the first for figure one is a bit more family friendly to have on display.
Not the X.
No, the
the
X. Sorry,
the X.
no. Prime One did 4 versions. Sorry, first for figures did 4 versions. So they basically got the exclusive version, which has he's standing on the souls, which is like a big purple base. And then the exclusive bloody has then him with blood all over him. And then you've got the regular one, which is like a kind of pop culture shock base with a rock coming out of it. And he's standing on that. And then you got the bloody one of that again, where he's covered in blood.
I like it. Personally, I like the Prime One because it's got all them sort of goblins and bits and pieces, and it's just like really, it's got a lot going on. And I actually kind of like that, my style. Yeah. So I like that sort of shit.
Yeah, and obviously the first figure one is a lot cheaper if that's the route you want to take.
Yeah, it really looks like that, isn't it? Shaded much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's quite flat.
I love that story arc.
Sorry?
I like that story arc, Thomas Wayne arc. I like that.
It's crazy. It's so good joke. She's the Joker, isn't she? The mum.
Is she?
Yeah, his mum's the Joker.
Oh shit. That's
so Martha Wayne's the Joker and he's Batman. Yeah, the Prime One piece is a monster as well. More pieces to assemble. Took me 40 minutes. Christian says that.
Took me 40 minutes to put on Lobo's fucking belt. Don't talk to me about time.
Yeah, that was
me and Alex have had some incredibly special needs moments. You wouldn't even believe.
Then this is
it's taken me 3 days to book up our, ARP fucking Kratos. 3 days for a few hours a day each time. It's laughably sad. That looks nice.
Face looks like Nicholas Lyndhurst. Looks like your ex-girlfriend a bit.
It really does. It does look like that. Oh my god.
She was such a nice girl. She was a nice girl.
Poor Camille.
She was one of the nice. And then you got the half scale pieces as well. So you got the Hideo Kojima productions.
Tell me what these are like, because I'm very interested in these. Because I like I got a lot of respect for my boy Carlos. Lobo, Superman. And he got these in, and I'm sure he got maybe not these versions, but the versions before. How do these look?
Well, the Hideo Kojima thing, the back looks great. I mean, don't just saying it's huge, but then the thing about these half scale pieces are they look exactly like they're meant to look. The faces are spot on. They are who they are. When you see them,
The likeness is on point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. The likenesses are
Good.
100%.
One of the most important. I mean, half
Um,
scale is kind of hard. I've seen half scale Iron Man. I always think they're midget Iron Man
that was the
because
thing.
they're so big. It's like a
Yeah,
midget Iron Man.
that was the thing I said when I went to Massive Toy Gallery, and I was looking at the Darth Maul. The Darth Maul is actually a really nice piece, and I'm looking at it, and
Yeah.
I just said to the guy, I said I could never own a half scale piece, and he's like, well, why not? And I said, yeah, to me, I'd have it in the corner of my room. And I'll be sitting there watching TV, and I'd keep thinking that there's like a little person in the corner of my room, and he's going to come and fucking get me. I'd be really paranoid about it, you know. And
I think that once they get to that half scale, they actually look like people. It's like having mannequins. Isn't it?
yeah,
Like
but
sometimes when I'm out shopping with the wife, and sometimes I see them in my peripheral vision, and I think they're people.
well,
And I like move out of the way.
when
I like see them, I move, and then it's like, oh, it's a fucking little mannequin. I have a
we
little kid.
we were in, I think we were in either Phuket or Bangkok, and we were in a shopping centre, and I was talking to Colson, and I could see like again, my peripheral vision, I could see someone like there, and I'm like talking to Colson, and I'm like, the fuck is this cunt staring at? I look around, and there's a fucking cardboard cutout, and I'm like, yeah.
How was the
Um,
Wonder Woman?
the thing about a Wonder Woman is, I mean,
With the hair. That's the thing that interests me. The hair. She's got like
that
real hair, and
that's what I
now
was gonna.
I find that really weird. So how do you
That's
find it?
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is I mean, the face is great. The sculpt is great, but again, I just don't like hair either. I like and it just reminds me of like a Barbie doll. I think with these pieces, it's the same as any piece with hair. I mean, with this, when you get out of the box or the Hulk 1/3 by Elite Creature Collectibles, I've only ever seen that Hulk in an environment where it's very high humidity, so he looks like he's got really fuzzy hair. But I've been told that someone in the UK, Lee, has one, and he says that his wife managed to sort the hair
Yeah.
out. And it's fine, but I don't know. I just always find that the hair. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it just doesn't really do it for me. I guess when you get to the half scale pieces, sculpted hair won't do. You know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you probably won't.
So
Oh,
I
well,
guess.
that's positive,
Uh,
or at least fairly. It sounded positive to me.
no, I think she looked great. I think they all three of them. In the Ben Affleck face looks like Ben Affleck. They all look like who they're meant to look like. There's no questioning who
Well,
they
that's
are.
great.
And
That's a big scale to fuck up. If they don't look like it, you're
there's
screwed.
there's none of that shit where it only looks like a certain person from a certain angle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then Ben Affleck. I think I dropped something here. And even the funny thing is oh sorry, I went back to the Londons. So again, yeah, he's the I think he's like the mascot for Hideo Kojima, or is he in Death Stranding? One or the other. I don't really know a lot about it. But then you also have to remember these pieces are like £2,000 each.
Yeah. I mean, you should have been playing this while we were chatting, for fuck's sake.
Well, I didn't know how long you were going to rabbit on for.
I
I've
mean,
seen
Rabbit,
some.
you were the one talking. I asked you, you fuckhead. I
I've seen
asked you what
someone.
they're like.
I've seen someone break
Keep
the.
going in your mum.
Was it the Superman he threw out the window, or was it the Batman?
Yeah, man, he broke his fucking floor tiles, man,
It looked like he
outside.
was
And
going to
then fucking
smash the
Superman.
concrete.
Superman come out back. Superman got up, walked back up the stairs, and had another go.
Yeah.
He was absolutely fine. Yeah, I don't like that hair, man. It's not doing it. Some weird. I can't get into it. Maybe it's just because of what we collect. Used to seeing the sculpted hair, but
I
maybe
remember having a conversation with a couple of hot toy collectors about them having to style the hair on like Black Widow and female pieces, even Chewie as well. And it's just like, dude, man, you have to like brush the hair, and it is like a fucking Barbie. The thing I want to say about the Will Smith piece, the 1/3 Will Smith. Actually, I'll come back to it in a minute because he's not going to go with it. But the 1/3 Will Smith piece in any picture I've seen, I wasn't very impressed. But in person, it does actually look like Will Smith. So the
It
face
looks like
does.
Will Smith.
Yeah, no, the face does. I mean,
because I really like this.
the Joker actually was really nice. I think he was actually better. Yeah, he was better.
He looks better.
Is he from the video game? Is he Arkham?
I think he is. Yeah, but I think they've. Yeah, he's from the game, but this is their first.
Okay, no, he looked really good. Joker looked really good. Joker was better than the others then.
Yeah. What about Doomsday?
Doomsday, was just really big and really wobbly. But I don't know, with Doomsday again, it was considering the size of Doomsday and Killer Croc and all those pieces, they just there's just nothing really exciting about them. I don't know. For me, maybe it's just me being biased, but I don't know. Miller looked great.
Swamp Thing. What about that?
Well, the thing about Swamp Thing was Swamp Thing looked
wicked.
But he looked really, really good when you first see him, and then over time he loses a lot of his wow factor quite quickly. You see quite a lot of quite bad seams on him, and again the paint is quite flat on there. So
sake.
Yeah, you do have
excited about that one. Really like looking.
Probably looks better on camera again.
Yeah, sometimes they do. This is the thing. I've been there. I've stood there.
But I do think that he looks better than the Sideshow one. The paint on this was really good. This bust.
Yeah, I saw a review on this. It looked the fucking shit.
Yeah, it's got like a really nice kind of like purpley mother of the pearl kind of look to it. Like a tinge to it, but it's quite. It doesn't
in this picture. You can't see it at all. It's just shows you.
You can't.
Keep going. Stop pausing shit.
No, that's the end of that video. And then there's another video for the guts one, isn't there?
Oh, okay, that's good.
I did them separate. All right. So...
Look at us back in the fucking flow of things, going all hardcore again with some 3-hour shit.
Is that what we're doing? Oh, god damn it!
It's half 10, half 11, half 12, 42. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes already.
All right. So this is going to be this line. So this is the Robotech. This piece.
That looks cool. What's that?
It's is it Robotech? I think it is. This piece.
How does the piece look? How was it in person?
The piece looks great. Again, I mean, I don't know anything about the characters. I don't know about the piece.
It reminds me of the lead. It reminds me of the lead guy in GoBots. Do you remember GoBots? He changed into one of them.
Vaguely, I do, but yeah, it just looks like kind of Starscream half changed.
Dude, man, how can you not remember GoBots, man? GoBots versus Rock Lords.
Well, you
do watch that shit all the time.
GoBots.
I mean, how fucking stupid were we, right? That we went out and bought figures that turned into rocks. What fucking idiots? Who does that?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell these kids fucking
into rocks. Like everyone would come into school and be like, "Oh, look at this! I've got a Scorponok," and he changed into a scorpion, and then he changed into a fucking drill, and then you're like, "Oh, I've got this rock guy."
But you do know that GoBots were before Transformers.
They were. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, GoBots. But I remember GoBots versus the Rock Lords, which was like a film, like an animated length film. And I loved the Rock Lords, and I had loads of them. I had loads, like all different coloured rocks in my fucking figure bin. It was terrible.
I remember I got like a.
I got like a
chrome.
Mother would let me do that.
I got like a chrome gold one, and I lost them. I was like, "Wow, this is the best thing ever!" It turns into a gold like fucking rock. So yeah.
You'd think to yourself now, if you had like a child, you'd be like, yeah, I'm not buying you something that turns into a fucking rock, man.
Go
Find
in the
like a
garden.
bug or a scorpion or some shit.
Go in the
Go
garden.
find something that changes into like a Ferrari or
The
don't come back with another thing.
the water effect on it was pretty cool. Yes,
It does look wicked.
Yeah, I think this is really nice.
Light.
Again, it was huge,
Yeah,
huge piece.
Just
Just going across.
Colourful,
This is Geralt again. I mean, I did have Seed the other week.
This just looks muted. This to me, it all looks similar colours. You know, sort of like red browns everywhere. Just, I need to see this in hand because it's a shame, really. Because
no, I think it is quite muted. Yeah, and then these ones have more colours in them. The Berserk ones. So you got all the kind of he's standing on the intestines. You got Puck here, and then you got like a character there.
hit me with some knowledge.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, that looks incredible. I'm not going to lie. That looks incredible.
Impressive. And then Femto looked really cool. I mean, Femto
or Vimto?
Femto.
I was going to say, a purple guy with a cape, and he's named Vimto.
No, there you go. Got close.
Yeah, this looks wicked.
I did see. If you want to see a good video of this, check out Rebecca's video. So it's Cisco. She does a really good video of this.
Yeah, you can always trust Fink, man. She murders. She's good with review. She's a good girl.
So don't know what I'm talking about here. I'm going on about it.
Obviously waffling on, right? Jesus.
No, it's where there's a lot of stuff. So you've got like all the kind of souls at the back. Got this kind of beast here. I haven't seen the newer anime, so I don't know. I did see a couple of episodes with Puck in, and I fell asleep.
As a lot more, it looks like it's got a lot more contrast here and some bright colours to break up sort of the browns and the sort of things like that. It's cool. I like this. This to me this is what I'm talking about. This is bang on the money for me. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I like this.
No, so do I. I mean, these three.
You're filming it for about 45 minutes.
I'm talking. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I can't bother to listen to myself. I didn't watch any of these videos back. I just posted them. Right then. Oh, fucking.
Right here. Oh, you've moved.
So then this is the Berserker armor. So he's got kind of cut up all these demons on the base. And
so this is the same dude. Yeah?
Same guy, and he's got a different armor. So the armor kind of takes him over. And the thing I really did like about this is he's got like a symbiote venom going on his face. Look, I couldn't film it, but you can kind of see it going up his face there, just slightly. It was really hard to get, so you can kind of see where it's going in. Like, and apparently, they
don't eyes light up.
I don't think they did.
That's really paint.
There's Femto coming out of the bayonet.
Femto, drink me. Ignore Ribena. Ribena shit.
Femto, fucking hell. He's like bird feet.
That's just weird. There's skulls. So where's his skulls?
Like souls.
Basically.
Yeah. Well,
cool,
in all honesty, when it, like
that looks like the inside of somebody's body.
Well, the original is.
I just can't get past the Watchmen thing. How much it looks like the dude from Watchmen.
Because the Night Owl.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it, I mean, is you said about it being weird. Is 25 episodes the original, and I think up until about episode 22, it's okay. And then it gets really weird quick. Really weird quick.
Yeah, they do that though. You know what? They do that. When we were kids, you see things and you're like, oh, and then you watch them again as a grown up, like, wow.
Well, you're like,
what the fuck?
I remember watching Euro Suckadoji when we were kids, and that was fucked.
Yeah, man. Euro Suckadoji, man. That was some serious shit.
The Legend of the Overfiend. So, yeah, that's that line there.
That looks wicked. That looks like that's proper. That's good stuff there.
But as I say, the Berserk line was by far the best stuff for Prime 1 that was there. easy, no contest in the slightest.
Looks it from here. It looks it.
Then you have. Oh, fuck you.
Got a Sakadoji.
Yeah.
I remember going home and trying to explain, I think, to my mum, I just watched that.
Yeah.
So, what did you do at Alex's? I was like, oh, we just watched you watch Sakadoji. He was like, okay. Go to your fucking room.
Go to your room. Yeah. You're grounded, you can't. Then you got these are Infinity Studios, and these were with the Prime One pieces. So, oops.
Come on, let's go.
You see it?
Yep.
Right. So what you got here is you have the King of the Fighters pieces. So you have what's his name? Karo. So he's got this one looks pretty cool. It was mixed media. And
Was it?
My as well. So yeah, you got a mixed media there. And what it is the flames on the base as well. It's got like a really nice kind of like the molten, like the top of the molten rock kind of thing, like lava.
Yeah.
Got that look to it. It's actually really well done.
Cool. It's a little bit like the pose, a little bit like it's a dance video.
Yeah.
You know, like a music video.
Yeah, a little bit. And you got Mai, which is such a sticking the titties out.
My kind of woman.
Yeah, not bad at all. These pieces look really nice, actually. Quite impressed with these ones.
She looks like a really sexy Santa.
I think that's me talking about the base now.
You've worked out that it looks a little bit like.
And then these are kind of like these gods lines. So this is the Monkey King. And basically what happens is with the Monkey King is if he pulls out his hair, he pulls out one of his hairs and puts it on his hand, and he kind of like can blow it and he can make it into whatever he wants. So like if you look here, you probably won't be able to see it unless I go close up. There's actually like a soldier like kind of like swinging a sword forward. And he's
really?
like that's what he does is he takes his hair and puts it there and he can make it into like magic into whatever he wants. But if you kind of look on the base, I think
got some Hanuman shit going on here then, man.
Yeah, I said the same thing, but they said no. If you look here, there's actually a person there. So this monkey god is like massive, really big.
Yeah, I can see there's someone standing behind, and look, it does look massive. It looks wicked.
No, I mean
very dynamic.
No, I mean there's actually like a person, a couple of people on the base, and they're like about an inch, like maybe like a little smaller than an inch tall, and then he's like huge. Then
so he's like a giant, like Kong, but just
with armor. Well, he's a god. He's a god, and then this is one of his kind of rivals, which is yes, sir. Sorry.
I was going to say so it's Kong, but it's not, is it? Godzilla is.
Yeah, Godzilla. And then you got the one who he fights. So I thought it was kind of like very similar to the kind of Hindu story because Hanuman fights. Yeah, because Hanuman fights. Is it Raman who has 10 arms and 10 heads, and this person actually had like not 10 but 3 heads and extra arms. But apparently,
there's definitely some liberties being taken. Yeah, man, that's wicked. There's definitely like some creative liberties being taken here. There's no doubt about it.
Well, no, it's based on Chinese gods.
Is it?
I think that's what they were saying. That's what the guy said to me. Yeah.
Well, I think Hinduism is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, religion in the world. So
I don't know.
That wouldn't surprise me. I always liked Hanuman. He was my favorite.
Yeah, he's cool. And then you've got.
When I was in primary school, I had a mate of mine who had a little necklace thing and it had like a little round, like vase thing on it, like a little steel thing. And he told me that Hanuman lived in there. He used to scare me.
Well, do you
remember Shahid?
Shahid.
Do you remember Shahid? Yeah, that's who used to tell me.
But the thing is about that is we did the story of Diwali as an assembly, and I played the villain, the ramen villain, whatever he was, who's like
Still Seater.
10 heads, 10 arms, still Seater, and then gets shot by the arrow of light. So then you got this
You
kind
would
of,
be the villain, you fuck.
you got this character here who's like half demon and half kind of Buddha.
Sweet.
It's really dynamic, a lot going on.
Yes, I love all this stuff. I love all this concept stuff. I'd love to see it painted. Looks cracking.
Someone was saying they didn't want to see this one painted, but then they think this one looks really
Oh, I
good
would.
as a model like this.
Yeah, it looks all right. Paint it.
Monkey King is a Chinese god. Popular story is a journey into the West. Okay. And then you got this one, which is like Athena, I think. Yeah, Athena. And then you got this badass, which is like Zhang Fei, which is like I saw the other ones of this from this line, but this one is the best of this line. This one is really, really nice, actually. Really impressive. And he's got like so much detail, and there's like clear resin on the base of water, media cape. The face looks much more superior on this than the other two. The other two, I think it's like based on Destiny Warrior, the video game. So I'm just going to go around
It's
the
amazing.
back.
Amazing looking stuff.
Yeah, push some people out of the way. Show you the back of these. So yeah, again, I can't help myself. So there you go. I just want to see the. There you go. There's the guy on the horse. So this is one that's quite impressive. It's huge, though. Really big. You got the clear resin water there. So yeah, no, that the Infinity Studio stuff. Yeah, I did quite like those. So that's
cool.
Where are we?
Done.
There's a few other little bits. So there was a really cool spawn there, but I think it was cursed spawn. So just show that quickly.
The big one.
Yeah, this is like cursed spawn, the curse of spawn. And this one looked really impressive.
I remember an old McFarlane toy, a McFarlane statue, which was very similar, but without all the sort of detail on the base.
Yeah, and what he's standing on, I think it's the Violator he's standing on.
It's cool, man. Massive.
So you got that there, and then you got the fat predator at the side.
Got what?
It's like a fat predator at the side, and he's like holding a pipe and a drink. I got a bottle of JD. But yeah, I just wanted to show the. I just wanted to show the spawn really, because that was that one was like quite a wow factor to it. That's by North South Studios. I don't know if that's licensed. I tried to speak to them, and their English was not great, so I don't know if it's licensed. Then I'm just going to do one more booth, which is
no. What booth is this?
Just one quick one.
What booth is
have I got it here? No, I just want to something I can quickly.
It's at 1 a.m. So I've got to be up. I've got things to do tomorrow. So I'm gonna call it a day now.
Do you want to just quickly go over those few? Huh?
No, we can go over shit next week if need be. But I'm good. It's a good, 2.5, 3 hour chat now.
Okay.
Don't want to be making it 4 hours with your fucking pedantic shit.
Fuck your couch.
Especially with your vague, can't tell me what it is I'm looking at shit. That's even worse.
Right. Okay, so what we do then is, okay, we'll finish off there. We'll come back and we'll do the other stuff. So there was the other con, which was the Philippine stuff, which only had a few pieces in it, the America stuff, and there was a few other bits as well. But we'll go over that next time. As I say, we've got a few things to catch up on, a few of the sort of custom pieces and whatever else, fan art. I mean, and then the new sort of sideshow pieces that are coming up for the build up to San Diego Comic Con. So yeah, we'll talk about all that if we can.
Well, it's not going to be long, is it? A few days we'll do, maybe Sunday or Monday. So it won't be long. A few days.
Alrighty. Cool beans.
We need to try and get a review up as well.
Yeah, we'll try to get a review up. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Do the usual. Click on that like if you haven't clicked it. Comment if you've got any questions. And if you're not subscribed, why not subscribe? And if you subscribe, click on that bell as well. And that way, if you when we post, you'll get a little notification. So, okay, guys. All right. Take care.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Where's the stop? Bye-bye.